Well, we will start putting documents online and sending them to people like you as soon as we possibly can. I would hope that we could start that by this weekend. We've just been taking in information, not just through a fire hose. It started through a fire hose and then it became a tsunami. And some people, of course, don't want their names disclosed. They have all kinds of fears. We have people around the country with security now that they've never had before just because they dared to tell the truth. You might look at the fact that both Dominion offices have shut down and moved all of a sudden in Toronto, where they shared office space with a Soros entity, and also in Denver, all of a sudden they just shuttered and moved. Their employees have been taking their name off LinkedIn and eliminating any affiliation with either company. There are over 100 of those that have happened. We've unearthed a global criminal conspiracy that is just mind-blowing, and we've only scratched a tip of the iceberg. The servers at Sidel in Germany were confiscated the other day. I am hearing it was our forces that got those servers. So I think the government is now working on an investigation of what really happened. But we're getting in evidence also that there were lines into the servers from 4 foreign countries, all extremely adverse to the interests of the United States. There are multiple ways of doing the alterations of the votes. The person sitting at the data center where their votes are coming in can do it. They can watch them real time and change things. They can put an algorithm on the system across the board that does the initial shifting, and then in each data collection point, which is best we can tell for the major alterations, were the Democratic-controlled, politically corrupt strongholds in the country, cities like Detroit and Philadelphia, for example, and Atlanta. By the spikes in the data, the statistical experts and mathematical experts can tell you exactly when the anomalies occurred that are statistically impossible. And we found places where, for example, something like 384,450 votes were added for Biden, while a third of that amount were added for Trump. And those exact same numbers were replicated 20 minutes later.
I talked to a Silicon Valley expert on Monday, another time we were demonetized this week. And I asked him, I said, can you tell me the odds of these kinds of things happening? He said, Glenn, when he reported back to me, he said, I didn't have to go further than the user manual for Dominion. He said on page 456, 57, and 8, he said all of these things are not design flaws. They're designed. And it says in the manual that the risk is very high. So
yeah.
Are we grabbing the software from these precincts? Is there any record that we should be seizing?
Yes, the government, frankly, should be seizing every single machine. There should have been search warrants run already on Dominion offices and operations centers. Why none of that has been done is beyond my comprehension, other than the CIA or some other 3-letter agency has known for a long time that this was going on, and behind a lot of it, if not facilitating and operating a lot of it. I don't know. But I do know this. It has defied the will of the American people and people around the world who have thought they were legitimately voting and their vote was being counted for the candidate of their choice, when it turns out it wasn't their choice at all. And I can't even express how angry this makes me, from whatever the involvement of our government is, to its failure to do anything now, to its promotion of it around the world, or turning a blind eye, whatever it is. It's absolutely hideous and appalling and un-American and contrary to everything our founders set this country up to be.
Building the most important case, if half or 25% of what you guys said yesterday turns out to be true, This is the biggest crime in American history, and you don't put that together in 2 weeks. Do you have
it's
time to make this?
In the world.
Yeah, in history. Do you have time to do this?
I think we can get it done. In fact, we already have collected more evidence than probably half the prison population is in prison for right now. It's just a matter of tying it together in a way that's digestible. And we're in the process of doing that as we speak. And I'm hoping we get something filed by next week that starts outlining and proving the overall fraud. But I will tell you, too, that the standard of proof people are expecting is more than would be necessary for a criminal conviction, which is absolutely ridiculous. Our standard of proof is only preponderance of the evidence. And on top of that, the mountain of evidence we have to deal with is huge. And we've got, of course, all the media interest against us, all the global interest against us, all the social media companies against us, because they're all owned and controlled by foreign money. There are trillions of dollars of wealth and corruption at issue against our little team in this effort. Every despot, every tyrant around the world who has been elected by this system, I'm sure is putting all his or her resources and connections and everything else against us. We've had technology issues. We know that our people are blowing up my phone all the time. Everybody out there on the wrong side of truth and justice is attacking us in one form or another. But we're going to keep going, and we are going to prove it.